Hello, hello, hello. Hi there. Welcome to Spending Quality Time with your girl, Eposiziton. Today, we're going to be talking about borrowing money, lending money to our friends. Now, let's get started. When we talk about borrowing money or lending money to our friends, that's a serious topic because we are in a world of today that there's a lot of things that we all desire. There are lots of things that we all want. We've involved ourselves in a whole lot of financial things that we shouldn't have involved ourselves in. But because we've gone through that, we live in a world of material. We live in a world where there's a high demand for living the good life. We all usually get ourselves caught up when things go wrong, when we cannot meet up with the bills that we brought up on ourselves. So this is where I come in. When your friend comes to you and say, honey, I need money. I have a serious problem that I need to borrow money from you. The first thing you should ask, especially us in the Western world, how is your credit? Can you go to the bank? Because it's better to take money from an institution. Because when you take money from an institution, it's money that you're going to pay it when you're able to pay it. You can always make a payment plan. You can always make a payment arrangement. I know a lot of people are going to say, but why does she have to, why do you have to say she should ask if she can borrow money from an institution? Because a lot of times we might assume that people have knowledge that they don't have. Whenever you have an opportunity to educate somebody, never undermine that. If you educate your friend and say, have you ever thought about going to take money from an institution? If it's something that they've already thought about, they're gonna say, yeah, I thought about it already. I already called one or two of them, but for some reason they cannot lend me the money that I need. Because the peace of mind is there. When you borrow from an institution, it's between you and that institution. People out there don't know about the fact that you borrowed money. People don't have to know your personal business. But when you borrow from a friend, regardless of how close that friend is with you, she might tell another friend. Even if she doesn't tell them before she gives you the money, eventually she will let other people know she borrowed money from me. And sometimes it's going to expose your vulnerability. It's going to make everybody start thinking, does she really have the means of keeping what she has? Or is she just trying to live a facade? Meanwhile, it could just be one of those bad times when you're just going through difficulties and you couldn't meet up with your regular obligations. That's why you needed just help for that just one time. With an institution, there's peace of mind also. If you cannot pay it on a timely manner, you can make a payment arrangement. And it's just going to be between you and the institution. And if you cannot even make the payment, you're going to make some kind of whatever you want to do with them. I mean, if it's a bad debt, it's a bad debt. You might mess up your credit, but at the end of the day, you don't have nobody running down the streets and calling your name. And if the friend tells you, oh, the amount I'm trying to borrow is just a little amount, institutions do borrow every amount that you need. And if you can still take the amount and use what you need to use and put the rest back, give it back to the bank, they're gonna take it. For me, all I'm saying is that I've learned how to be in a position where I go to people only when I really badly need them. Because the worst thing is if somebody helps you and puts your story all out there, it just defeats the purpose of them even helping you. So please, my people, this is going to be a short segment because it's just all about going to get money from somebody, how you should be careful, and don't make your story be out there and people start looking at you and saying things that they shouldn't be saying just because you went to that person for $1 or $2. But for those that have to really say, you know what, I'm going to borrow you money because you're my friend. This might sound terrible, but that's to save a friendship. Tell the friend, let me know exactly when you're going to give me the money back. If possible, sign a paper with the friend and say, it's not to make you look funny, but it's just to save trouble because sometimes it's easy to take than to give back. Let's sign this so I know that I gave you money and when I need my money back, you're going to give me back. And for a friend that you feel terrible to do that, you might not want to take that responsibility of taking money from them because if they already have a bad credit, it already tells you the kind of people that they are. They spend a lot of money that they cannot give a payback. So you can say, I have $100 to give you. That's my little assistance. That's money I'm not looking for back. It's just to help you with what you're going through. But it's a bad time, and I don't want to say I can give you money because if I give you money, it's money I'm going to want back. And I don't want to have problems with you. Just use this and see where else you can get something and add to what I've given you. It's going to save your friendship. This friend might think you're being a little bit too hard, but at least you giving them something with your free will, they're going to appreciate it and they're going to go forward to figure out how to solve their problem. But people, I'm begging on we all as a people, those of us in the Western world, we should work on our credit. All of us. We do mess our credits, we do fix them up. It's good to have an okay credit. That's something we all struggle with. Nobody's perfect. Let's work on our credit where if we go into an institution, they will be able to help us so we don't have to go to friends who will feel like it's temptation that they're coming to me. You see, if I refuse now, they're going to be upset. Meanwhile, they're giving you and they're not happy giving you. Or they're giving you and now you cannot pay them back. It messes up the friendship. One good turn becomes a bad turn because maybe you don't appreciate it, you fight with them, you fuss with them because they want their money back, and now it messes up the friendship. So please, 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 people, lending money, it's a big responsibility, and also taking somebody's money is still a responsibility because you need to give back the money on a timely manner, and if you cannot, you need to inform them why you can't and when you'll be ready to give their money back. Let us maintain our friendships and keep our words. Please, 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 my people, lending and taking money, it's a big issue. And I have had friends that we've had a lot of issues because I gave them my money, and by the time they wanted to give me back, we had to fuss about it. It's not necessary. If you give your friend something, it's because you're willing to help them. Let's keep our words, the bottom line, and let's maintain our credits so we don't have to go to friends for money. We can go to an institution where the information is going to be just between us and the institution. It doesn't have to involve our friends. Thank you so much for listening to me and watching this segment of spending quality time with your girl, Eposiziton, and bye for now.